How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another FPL video. I want to apologize in advance if I don't sound as enthusiastic as I usually am, or if I cough or sniff from time to time. I've joined a lot of the Premier League players and staff as I've tested positive for COVID-19, but COVID isn't enough to keep me away from you guys and keeping you up to date with what's going on in the Premier League currently. We're going to chat about everything that we know at this very moment in terms of blank game weeks, when these fixtures are likely to be played, double game weeks and triple game weeks as well. News from the press conferences earlier today, my transfer thoughts, whether to play the free hit or take multiple hits if you have 8 players or under, and my final team selection. So do stick around for the entire video filled with information. And since I'm quite sick, I'm going to keep it concise and to the point. So that means no animation, but instead we'll jump over to the official FPL website. If you enjoy the content, please give the video a like. It goes a long way in helping the channel grow. Just a quick roundup of Gameweek 17. And before the Gameweek 17 deadline, we were aware of 2 fixtures that were postponed, but shortly after the deadline, we were then made aware that Watford versus Burnley is also going to be postponed due to a COVID outbreak. Yeah, there's nothing much that we could do, and quite a few of you had a few players from that game. But that's what we're playing at the moment. We're playing Ultimate FPL. And I've seen a few people on Twitter and various social media platforms complaining that the season is a bit boring. We're all captaining Salah every game week and we all have a template team. So this is what you wanted, right? You wanted a bit of excitement, but this is nothing that we haven't experienced before as FPL managers unless you're playing FPL for the first time. It gets crazy, it gets a bit chaotic when it comes to COVID now. You don't know what to expect. And you need a lot of luck when playing FPL currently. Like, for instance, with Man United's fixture being postponed, I brought in Lukaku into my team and I considered bringing Ollie Watkins into the team, but that move seemed a bit boring and a bit template, so I wanted to go with a gut feel and bring in Lukaku because Tuchel said he will play at least 70 minutes against his former club Everton, so you know what, I figured he'd score a brace. But with my luck, Lukaku tested positive for COVID on the day of the game. And I missed out on 12 points from Ollie Watkins, and that move has also costed me 2 wasted transfers because I used the transfer to get him in, and now I will need to use the transfer to get him out as he won't be available for Gameweek 18 as well. I finished on 68 points. And I felt robbed as a Kyle Walker owner, with Cancelo missing in Gameweek 17 due to suspension after picking up 5 yellow cards. Walker was a guarantee to start, no rotation risk, and the clean sheet was definitely on in a 7-0 win for Man City. And John Stones even stole Kyle Walker's goal, so I feel robbed of quite a lot of points from that game. But what can you do? My Liverpool triple up came through for me, as well as Foden and Smith Rowe off the bench. So yeah, I finished on 68 points, and despite how crazy that game week was, I finished on a green arrow where I've moved from 15k to about 11.4k. And if we have a look at the cup as well, well, it was another W, which means I went through, or I am through to the 3rd round of the cup, which, crazy enough, equals my best ever run in the FPL Cup. You know, I don't ever focus on the FPL Cup if I go through. You know, it's just a bonus. I try to finish with as high a rank as possible every season. And if I go through in the cup, it's a bonus. So yeah, I'm through to the 3rd round of the FPL Cup. Did you go through to the FPL Cup, to the 3rd round of the FPL Cup? Let me know in the comments below. So, with regards to Gameweek 18, let's start with what we know. And we have 5 fixtures which are postponed for the game week. And those 5 fixtures are Southampton versus Brentford, West Ham versus Norwich, Everton versus Leicester, Man United versus Brighton, and Watford versus Crystal Palace. Now, I'm sure I've spoken to you about this before, and if you don't already follow the man, if you have Twitter, please go and follow Ben Crellin. He is a god when it comes to planning with regards to FPL. He will always know when a fixture is likely to be played, whether it will be a double game week, triple game week, blank game week. So yeah, Ben Crellin is the man to follow. But if you don't have Twitter, don't worry. I will always provide you with all the information that we have at present, and you can be sure that I will be giving you all the information that you need in terms of planning for double game weeks and to get the edge over the casual players or your mini league rivals. So let's have a look at what Ben Crellin had to say with regards to these fixtures. So out of the 5 fixtures that I did mention, he said that 3 fixtures are definite blanks. Southampton versus Brentford, West Ham versus Norwich, and Everton versus Leicester. 2 postponements could possibly move to the following midweek and stay in Game Week 18 if COVID outbreaks at Man United and Watford die down in time. But he then also said, I do think that Man United versus Brighton and Watford versus Crystal Palace are very likely to be blanks in Game Week 18. Those fixtures can move to the EFL Cup semi-final midweeks in Game Week 21. So it wouldn't make much sense to move them to next week and give fans hardly any time to make travel arrangements. So there is a very tiny possibility that Man United versus Brighton and Watford versus Crystal Palace could remain in Game Week 18. But with such late notice, I personally do think that it will be a blank game week. I don't think it will be moved back into the game week. But who knows, crazier things have happened with FPL. So then Ben also says, he's made a spreadsheet, which he always does, which shows all the fixtures that has been postponed, the fixtures that may be postponed, teams with COVID outbreaks that cause postponements in Game Week 18, and potential double game weeks and triple game weeks. Towards the end of this video, I will put up a screen size image of Ben's Excel spreadsheet so you can have a closer look at it, so that you can also take a screenshot yourself if you don't have Ben Crellin on social media. So what Ben also says is that he thinks there's likely to be a double game week in Game Week 21, and it could become a triple game week. These postponements can move to Game Week 21. Burnley versus Watford, Watford versus Palace, and Man United versus Brighton. Other postponements will be available to move to Game Week 21 after teams get eliminated from the EFL Cup next week. Watford are currently the only team who have 2 postponements that can definitely move to the 2 midweeks in Game Week 21. So they could get a triple game week versus Spurs, Burnley, and Palace. Postponements that don't move to Game Week 21 are likely to move to the midweeks in Game Weeks 25, 26, 28, and 29, apart from Leicester's. So yeah, that's kinda all the information we have at the moment, but it seems like Game Week 21 may be a huge game week in the context of FPL. So it's exciting times. I know it's frustrating at the moment, but once it comes to double game weeks and triple game weeks, it gets exciting when it comes to planning, bench boosts, triple captains, free hits, and so on. It's an exciting time. So with 5 games postponed currently, this is how my team is likely to line up. As you can see, I've already set my bus team. And if the Watford game would stay in Game Week 18, I think it's wise to just start Dennis, in the event that the game does stay in Game Week 18. So let's put him in for Lukaku. save that transfer. And my transfer thoughts for the game week is, for my own personal team, I will likely be getting in Alexander Lacazette. Well, that's because Arteta has come out and said that Aubameyang isn't available for selection against Leeds. Now, I know a few of you were looking at bringing in Martinelli as well, but he went off with a bit of discomfort on Wednesday. And with Aubameyang missing as well, I would think Smith Rowe starts the game with Lacazette in the middle as well. So yeah, that's the team I'm looking at. Ollie Watkins is also another target in, but I do like the two immediate fixtures of Arsenal, with it being against that shaky Leeds defense as well as Norwich in game week 19. But as usual, we don't really know what's going to happen. We don't know if this weekend will be cancelled, where all fixtures are postponed and the Premier League takes a break for a week or two. At this moment, all we know is that there are 5 games going on. My advice would be save your transfer until as late as possible and then make a final decision on who you're bringing into your team. So a bit of other team news, starting with Pep, and I wanted a bit of clarity on Kyle Walker for this game week. And it seems that we will never know, because Pep Guardiola had an inconclusive COVID test this morning, which means he could not do his manager presser. So I guess we will have to wait and see. If Pep comes back positive, would that mean that he has been exposed to the team, which means that the entire team has been, exposed to coronavirus? Will that game be off? We don't actually know. And I've got a triple up, which isn't the greatest of things at the moment. And with Liverpool against Spurs as well, will that game go through? I did see that Trent said, as far as he knows, the game is on, and that's all we can, go with at the moment. What else do we know? Well, Tuchel says that there are no more positive COVID cases. After yesterday's 4 positives, we are happy Kai has a negative result and is back in training, but the lottery starts again tomorrow. Like I said, anything can happen. And if I were you, if I were you and I had just a handful of players playing, let's have a look at my team, okay? How many players can I field for Game Week 18? And I have 10 players. So Ramsdale, Trent, Cancelo, Alonso. If Kyle Walker is fit, that would make another player. Smith Rowe, Salah, Jota, Foden, Douglas, Luiz. Yeah, that's about it. Lukaku is definitely out. But if you're fielding, let's just say, 8 players or less, do I think it's a good idea to use the free hit? No, I don't think now is the time to use the free hit. The game week could be postponed altogether. And we're all kind of facing the same situation. I know, for instance, I have 10 players available. Some of you have 11. Some of you have 5 or 6 players. Although the situation is the same, we're kind of facing, I don't know how to put it. With fixtures being postponed left, right, and center, anything can happen. And if you do use your free hit chip this game week, if the season is postponed and resumes in a few game weeks' time, or in a few weeks' time, you will lose out on that chip. It's happened before. I've seen it happen before, and that's likely to happen again. I would definitely advise just taking a hit or two and trying to be able to field a team of 9. I think having 9 players play this game week is kind of optimum. If you can go for more than 9, sure, but try avoiding taking too many hits this game week and try not to use the free hit chip. I do think it will be a waste of the free hit chip. You could pick a beautiful free hit team. For instance, you may go De Bruyne, Foden, Bernardo Silva, and then out of the blue, the Man City fixture is postponed. And then what are you left with? You're left with a depleted team, and everyone is likely to have depleted teams this game week. So don't use the free hit chip, and that's my opinion. But let me know in the comments below how many players you're able to field without taking any hits, without using any transfers. I think that's quite a big thing this game week. So yeah, my team will likely end up having 11 players with Lacazette in place of Lukaku. So I would go with Douglas Luiz as first on my bench, starting Dennis just in the event that the Watford game is moved back into Gameweek 18. I highly doubt it, but anything can happen. And looking ahead at the Cup, I will be going up against a team that is ranked 560k. I went up against a team around 90k in the first round of the Cup and I went through, so I'm looking forward to it. If you have any conundrums for the game week, send me your questions in the comments below. And now I will be putting up that spreadsheet that I spoke about earlier from Ben Crellin, which highlights double game weeks, triple game weeks, blank game weeks, and so on. I will leave it up on the screen for about 10 to 15 seconds so you can have a good look at it and take a screenshot or a screen grab or whatever it is that you need to have a copy of that. And I will continuously keep you updated on this and the situation. So if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or even just here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications button, because the moment I post something, you will be made aware of it. And I do post often on my social media as well as here on YouTube. So yeah, I think that would be best. So I'm going to take that off the screen right now. Yeah, one last look at the team, 11.4k. These are the fixtures. Let's go. Again, I apologize if the video was a little crap due to my voice, by being sick, and for not having any animation or graphics, but I do hope that you enjoyed it anyway and found it helpful. Good luck for the game week, everyone, and remember to FPL responsibly.